Hi guys, my name is Rock and I spent last 8 years traveling around Europe as a tour guide on a motorbike. I want to show you my favorite crowd-free places, a safe travel alternative to tourist hotspots. So here are my top 13 safe places to visit in Europe. Europe is much more than just crowded historic cities. The old continent is full of unmatched epic wonders. Forget tourist shops and queues and get ready for jaw-dropping landscapes, crazy architecture and inspiring history. And we are starting in unreal place in Greek mountains. I never knew how many mountains are in Greece until I visited Meteora and I was left speechless. Here, enormous rock columns are rising from the ground and its peaks are crowned by inaccessible ancient monasteries. This majestic place was built in 14th century when Ottoman Empire spread over Greece. Eastern Orthodox monks were looking for a refuge from expanding Islamic occupation and they found it on the top of these inaccessible rock pillars. Here, they've built more than 20 monasteries and 6 of them are still standing. Next one on my list is Romanian region of Transylvania. All I've heard about Transylvania were vampires and epic Transfagarasan road. But when I got there, I was enchanted by fortified churches, fairy tale castles, national parks, mountains, and some of the best preserved medieval towns. Famous novel Dracula was inspired by 15th century prince Vlad the Impaler. Vlad was a successful military leader and a national hero as he was defending Transylvania against a huge army from the Ottoman Empire. As Vlad's army was much smaller, he executed his enemies by impalement to scare the enemy's army. His tactic proved to be quite effective as everyone became afraid of him. It's cool to visit the real Dracula's castle, but be sure not to miss out on many other impressive places in Transylvania. Another spectacular place is Hohe Tauren in Austria. This is one of the largest national parks in Europe with the most spectacular high mountain landscapes. I'll never forget scenic ride on amazing alpine road to Grossglockner, Austria's highest peak. Lush alpine pastures, forests, mountain lakes, waterfalls, rivers, glaciers and highest alpine peaks are like from fairy tales. Spectacular winding roads and dense network of hiking routes and mountain paths are perfect summer destination for hikers and bikers. Needless to say, this place is also popular in the winter as it has some of the best ski resorts in the world. For next breathtaking place, we are staying in the Alps and moving to France where first Winter Olympic Games took place. Chamonix is home of the highest mountain in Europe and the largest glacier in France. The best part is, you don't have to be a great hiker to see it all. Cop trains and cable cars can do all the hard work for you. I still remember the warm fuzzy feeling when walking inside the glacier. But the most unforgettable experience was taking a cable car to Aiguille du Midi where I saw Mont Blanc from up close. If you want to see my Chamonix experience, check the video in the top right corner. From Alps, we moved to warm, unspoiled and wild Italian island of Sardinia. I had no idea how impressive nature, roads and history are hiding on this island. I was impressed by mysterious Nuraghe civilization that flourished here for 2000 years, way before Romans first came to the island. From massive stones, they've built round towers called Nuraghes that are still standing all around the island. Besides mysterious history, beautiful mountains, scenic coastal towns and beaches, Sardinia also has caves with beautiful underground world. Another unbelievable place that you probably never even heard of are Tatra Mountains. They form a natural border between Slovakia and Poland. Pristine nature and massive forest with scenic landscape left me with big impression. International elite have been visiting this place for over a century. Canyons, mountains, lakes, national parks and majestic peaks offer great hiking and biking experience. Here are also climatic health resorts and ski resorts with some great ski slopes. We're moving to Montenegro and its rugged and dramatic Durmitor. I saw this place for the first time when riding a motorbike on its scenic road. I still vividly remember spacious pastures and spectacular narrow road leading towards stunning limestone mountains, and it was one of the most magical places ever. River Tara has carved here the deepest gorge in Europe. Spectacular bridge crosses the gorge, and at the time it was built, this was the biggest concrete arch bridge in Europe. Endless forests and beautiful glacial lakes are part of this completely unspoiled piece of heaven, as tourism is slowly trickling to this part of the Balkans. We're staying on the Balkans and moving to Croatia and its spectacular natural wonder, Plitvice. This is an amazing lake system in the middle of the forests, where lakes are cascading one into the next. Over thousands of years, waters have been flowing over the limestone and chalk, and by depositing travertine barriers have created natural dams. That is how a series of beautiful lakes, caves and waterfalls have been created. Crystal clear waters full of fish is surrounded by hundreds of years old trees. You can walk the entire day between the lakes and waterfalls, following beautiful wooden footpaths. And now I have to show you paradise below Triglav, the highest mountain in Slovenia. Legend talks about a hidden treasure around Triglav guarded by the Golden Horn. If you ask me, the real treasure is the unspoiled nature of this national park, with emerald rivers, green valleys, white mountain peaks and alpine lakes. I had crazy good times on the biggest zipline in the country, flying above canyons. The emerald green Socha River is absolutely stunning and a popular river rafting place. I also went up the highest road in Slovenia that takes you to the heart of the Alps. But the most iconic place is Alpine Lake Bled, with its island and a church. Castle rising on a cliff above the lake just adds to the incredible charm of this place. We're moving to the most western part of continental Europe, where is the incredible coastline of western Algarve in Portugal. Thanks to the long sandy beaches, the southern coast of Algarve is one of the most popular vacation destinations. But it's much more rugged. Western Atlantic coast is still unspoiled, remote and less visited, although being much more spectacular. A stunning run of cliffs, caves and beautiful rock formations provide the backdrop to some of the most scenic beaches on Atlantic Ocean. Instead of hotels and resorts, you'll find lowly forts and lighthouses. If you want to see my experience of Algarve and Portugal, check the video in the top right corner. In Swiss Alps is another stunning area with town of Interlaken, located between two alpine lakes. This is a great starting point for exploring the area preside over three mighty mountains, Eiger, Munk and Jungfrau. You can see these peaks from up close even if you don't like hiking, as Europe's highest railway can take you to the top of the Alps. Here are also spectacular alpine valleys with amazing waterfalls that will leave you speechless. This is also paradise for cyclists and bikers, as here are some of the best twisty roads with stunning alpine passes. I keep on coming back here with my bike, as here are some of my favorite mountain passes on the planet. I know it sounds unbelievable, but there is even more exceptional mountain range in northern Italy called Dolomites. Thanks to its limestone, these mountains have unique color and they feature some of the most beautiful mountain landscapes on the planet. Here are vertical walls, sheer cliffs, and deep and long valleys. First time I was drawn to Dolomites was to ride over its beautiful mountain passes, and I immediately fell in love with this place. Every time I come back and I see spectacular mountain cliffs in their distinct light brown color, I have a smile on my face. Small charming villages with beautiful houses provide cozy accommodation, and most businesses are family owned. Here are breathtaking landscapes, cable cars, hiking trails, climbing routes, mountain passes, lakes, glaciers and even museums, and all I can say is,
this is majestic.
And we finally reached the top of my list, where we have a real paradise. The most beautiful and sunniest place in Adriatic, Croatian island of Hvar. I've been on Hvar many times and I never experienced any crowds despite its fame. Beautiful Hvar town and famous nightlife places are some of the hotspots, but this island is so diverse that everyone can find its own piece of paradise. You can find beautiful and almost empty beaches even in peak season. And if that's not enough, you can hop to nearby islands to discover even more remote coves. If you want to truly see and enjoy the beauty of this landscape, you have to go to one of the mountain peaks. If you want to know more about this paradise, check out my top 10 Hvar video in the top right corner. If you like this video, please give it thumbs up and don't forget to click on subscribe and turn on notification bell to be notified about my new travel videos. Thanks for watching and see you next time.